And it is the final race for the morning, semi-final Saturday, and we are away in the Stewards Challenge Cup, Oxford, Brookes University and Leander Club, also better known as GB, and the Croatian Rowing Federation from Croatia. Tell us about this combination from Croatia, Mo.
Oh, I saw Martin and Valen on Tuesday, and they were so young and energetic. They don't look 35 or 36. I tell you, they are so vibrant. They love the sport. They're so passionate, and that comes through in every single stroke that they take. And such an iconic race last year in the men's pair, and they have just blasted off the blocks again in this Stewards semi-final, and you expect it to be scrappy. They're not always the cleanest of boats, but they do generate this fantastic, bouncy, powerful rhythm.
Yeah, we see this iconic combination, the Lončarić brothers and the Sinković brothers. Patrick Lončarić in the bow seat, Anton Lončarić in the 2 seat, Martin Sinković in the 3 seat, and Valent Sinković in the stroke seat.
There's something about siblings in the Croatian rowing team at the moment. You've got the sisters in the women's pair in the Hambledon, and then you've also got the 2 brothers in this combination in the Stewards Challenge Cup. It's a strong order for the Oxford Brookes University and Leander Club, the British boat that's been racing at the World Cups. It's very much so a development boat looking for a longer project towards LA, as are the Croatians obviously, but they are coming in at a much higher level as Olympic champions in the men's pair, and then very ably supported by the Lončarić brothers.
Yeah, the Sinković brothers, they've been racing together internationally since 2008, and certainly Martin and Valent, 2 of the most well-known athletes in the sport of rowing at the international level.
Scullers, sweepers, they've done it all. They've won medals in both disciplines of rowing, in multiple different sized boats, and they are so impressive. And like I said, their love for the sport is infectious. I spoke to them. I'm only a year older than Valen, and I thought, well, maybe I could still do it. And then I looked down at my waist belt and realized that I'm far past being an athlete like they are, but they are so impressive, and it's lovely to see. They're great ambassadors for the sport, and they love this event. They love the challenge that this brings at Henley Royal Regatta. They have been here twice before, the both of them. The Lončarić brothers haven't raced here, so to go down the track with 2 rowing legends sat in front of you must be quite pressured, quite nervous, and making sure that you want to do the job properly. And I know that they split up recently at the World Cups or the Europeans to go into pairs and race separately. It's nice to be able to bring that variety into your setup, especially if this is a long-term project towards LA.
Yeah, that's right. They raced in the pairs in Varese at the World Cup. They came together as a 4 in Lucerne for the 2nd World Cup. The Sinković brothers are the most decorated Croatian summer Olympians in history. They won the gold medal in the double sculls at the 2016 Summer Olympics, the coxless pair at the 2020 Summer Olympics, and the coxless pair at the 2024 Summer Olympics. They also won the silver medal in the quadruple sculls in 2012 with David Sane and Demir Martin.
Some of the iconic challenges there that you come down, as you see there, the geese getting in the way of the rowers, but safely through both boats, no impact. But you can see here the white boat, the Filipi boat of the Sinković brothers in Croatia. You see how it's moving up and down. There is a lot of what some coaches may say wastage, but it just shows the power that the crew is putting down, the way they're able to lift the boat on the way up, and then it comes back down as they go, because they're big guys as they go towards the stern. They maybe don't have that finesse like we've seen in some of the smaller, lighter crews, especially that Greek double that we saw earlier. But what they are doing is the bows are always moving towards the finish line. It's always surging on and on and on.
And the winner of this race will face Canada tomorrow in the final of the Stewards Challenge Cup. At this stage, I think there's little doubt that that crew looks to be the Croatians, but hey, anything can happen.
And there's the crew from Oxford Brookes and Leander. Jake Winkham in the bow, Daniel Graham at 2, James Vogel in 3 seat, and Joshua Bozeman-Jones. Lots of Henley experience here, multiple times racing. 1 the ladies' plate, Daniel Graham in 2022. 2 the ladies' plate, Daniel Graham in 2022. 3 the ladies' plate, Joshua Bozeman-Jones. 1 the ladies' plate, Daniel Graham in 2022. 2 the ladies' plate, Joshua Bozeman-Jones. 1 the ladies' plate, Daniel Graham in 2022. 2 the ladies' plate, Joshua Bozeman-Jones. 1 the ladies' plate, Daniel Graham in 2022. 2 the ladies' plate, Joshua Bozeman-Jones. 1 the ladies' plate, Daniel Graham in 2022. 2 the ladies' plate, Joshua Bozeman-Jones. 1 the ladies' plate, Daniel Graham in 2022. 2 the ladies' plate, Joshua Bozeman-Jones. 1 the ladies' plate, Daniel Graham in 2022. 2 the ladies' plate, Joshua Bozeman-Jones. 1 the ladies' plate, Daniel Graham in They've all been part of the GB setup after a refresh that's happened naturally, that occurs after an Olympic Games, especially after incredibly successful Olympic Games for GB. You often get a lot of turnover in athletes. Offers a great opportunity for some of the under-23s and development athletes, what they may be calling the LA Pathway program, to come in, learn off of Olympic level experienced coaches, lots of success in the building. I've been there myself in the first early years of my career. It is quite daunting, there's a lot to take on. It takes a long time to get back up into running, into understanding how the program works, you know, training is a lot harder when you get into that Caversham setup. So these guys will be getting a lot of experience just by training at Caversham, and then when they race against the Sinkovic and Lankaric brothers in this strong Croatian four at the World Cups and also here at Henley Royal Regatta, it's just wonderful experience for them to be able to race against. Don't get me wrong, they want to be winning, and it's not ideal to be in a position that they're in, but they know this is a development project over the next 3 years.
It's interesting looking at the Croatians from the back. They never come fully into alignment, all four heads, so they're really sitting on their side of the boat. You can see, normally if you're looking at a sweep boat, you would see all four heads come into alignment, but they really stay hard into their riggers, don't they? Yeah, they do, and you see that a lot in the pair last year as well, in the summer, the way the Sinkovic brothers are, Martin and Van, they do lean into their sides. And it is a bit scrappy. I said that at the start of the race. They will tip and topple as the boat goes down, and blade work is maybe not always sharp, but there's something that they do when those blades are under the water that really surges and pushes that boat on. And they're coming down through the stewards enclosure, past the grandstand, past the crowds towards the finish line as the rain starts to fall here in Henley on Thames. It should only be a light sprinkling for the next hour or so, and we have some fantastic racing coming this afternoon. But the last race of the morning, it is the Stewards Challenge Cup, Croatian Rowing Federation, Croatia. We see away from them as they cross the line. They will be racing Canada tomorrow, defeating Oxford Brookes University and Leander Club.